Good morning, friends. Let's weigh in. Let's go, baby. 102.8. Hey yo, first meal, I've got the rest of my peas and vegan mince, 166 grams of each essentially, and then just some tofu puffs on the side. This is a pretty high protein meal. I haven't eaten in a while, had a pretty wild night. It was fun. We weighed in lower than we did yesterday, even though I went and made quite a lot of food yesterday, and was a little bit quote unquote naughty, but well within my caloric budget. Did lots and lots of cardio, so yeah, looking forward to eating this and finally getting some protein in my system after quite a long fast, to be honest. All right, and into the workout. Starting off with bench press. I decided to work up to 160 for a single. Wasn't too happy with the rep. I did a lot of cardio over the weekend, so there's going to be some interference effects. At least that's my copium approach. I ended up doing 3 sets of 140 for 5, which I'm still happy with. I have to remember I am on a caloric deficit and I am losing a lot of weight. And so the fact that I can still push out these numbers and be 6-7 kilos lighter than I usually am, that's a really, really good sign. And I'm happy with that. I am doing a lot better than I thought I was doing. Reverse flies in between my bench press sets. I think you guys know by now if you watch my videos regularly, I like to do antagonistic quote unquote supersets. 3 sets on this, again in between each bench press set, 75 kilos, 11 reps. So I went kind of heavy on this machine today. I want to develop a little bit more down into the strength continuum. Single leg press, I was trying to be pretty careful. My quads look really good here though. I'm happy with that. I'm trying to be a little bit careful. Still got a little bit of tension in my hamstring, and I want to be careful with that. So I'm not doing a lot of leg work, just being pretty, pretty smart with it. Again, I don't really care that much about my hamstrings, and I don't want to blow it out and then just, go completely off the rails because I think that I can't train or it hurts to walk or whatever else. Those were single legs as well. And then I started to use the lateral raise. I've never used this machine before. I don't know if I like it. I mean, I felt like I got a pump, and I definitely felt some, some blood flow around there and some soreness. That's not always the greatest indicator of mechanical tension. I don't know. Maybe we'll use it again. But 3 sets on that between the leg presses. And then I came down for the last 4 exercises. I just did 2 reps of each. A little bit tired, a little bit fatigued. Tricep extensions, one-armed, or what do I call these? Isolateral, eccentrically overloaded overhead tricep extensions. There we go. I really, really like this exercise. If you've got this rope attachment, try and do it. I think it's so good for building the triceps. It's so... I hate to be la science, but it's really scientifically grounded. Like, there are 3 really, really great principles behind doing this, and I think if you try it, you're gonna love it. Next, between those, I did Bayesian curls, 10 kilos, 18 reps. Really, really, really try and keep your elbow at your side more than I'm doing here. These reps are a little bit too fast-paced. They get a little bit better towards the latter part, but could definitely tidy up the form on these. Just a little bit tired, I guess. Still getting 99.9% of the gains, just that 0.1% that I'm missing out on. The last 2 exercises, I did cable shrugs. Really recommend doing these, guys. So you target all the parts of the trap. Your trap is quite a large muscle, and the fibers don't all run vertically, which means that standard shrugs, you're not going to be attacking certain fibers. So definitely try and get some angled work in. It's exactly as you see I'm doing here. Just hold on to the other side and have that angle. And then between those, I did standing calf raises just for a little bit of extra leg volume. These were done isolaterally as well. I went up into a high rep range, 25 reps. I think I'm starting to get a little bit of definition in my calves. Probably a little bit of weight loss, but also growth. I mean, I've been attacking them like 4 or 5 times a week, and yeah, the volume is obviously going to make them grow. Anyway, that's the end of today's workout. A little bit more footage than usual, but yeah, I'm playing around with things, see how it goes. Alrighty, post-workout meal, 250 grams of cauliflower, 200 grams of the vegan pork, mayo and sweet chili sauce on top. Real simple, lots of protein, lots of nutrition. There you go, gang, few hours later. 50 grams of protein powder, 250 grams of orange. Gonna eat this, and then in maybe 2 hours, gonna have my final meal and then head to bed. Last meal before bed, I have corn fillets, 1 packet, I think it's 250 grams of those, spinach, 250 grams of spinach, and then over here I've got 20 grams of macadamias and then 40 grams of mixed sugar in the form of cranberries and dates. So that's the last of the dates that I have, so probably going to use cranberries to sweeten things up in future. On the top of this, I've got mayo and I've got this hot chili sauce that I bought a couple of days ago. I did just want to quickly touch on these types of products. If I was being very, very obsessive, I would document when I use this. The thing is, this mayo is like 2,000 kilojoules for the whole bottle, and I've used it like pretty much every day since I started cutting. So over the course of 30 days, obviously that's not a lot of kilojoules, right? Like that's maybe like 80 kilojoules or whatever. Now, could I weigh it out and go through that whole thing? Yes. Does it really make a difference in the grand scheme of things? No. Long-term adherence is what I care about most. And I don't want to get caught into this thing where I'm like really documenting literally everything that I put into my body, like down to the, 50 kilojoules for this. Because it just takes time, right? It takes time for me to scan this barcode, and it takes time for me to put it on the scales and do all that kind of stuff. So instead, I'm okay just being a little bit loose when I know that this isn't going to break the bank, right? It's not like I'm just sneaking in like a, bagel or something like that and being like, oh, it's okay. It's like these sauces have basically no calories in them. And I'll just diet for 1 extra day, which is all I'll need to make up, essentially the excess from these types of things. Anyway, rant over. Good night. God bless. Get some sleep. Sweet dreams. See you tomorrow.